Hi there, today I color a stamped image on canvas using acrylic paints. Hey everyone, CeeCee here and welcome to another video by CeeCee's Creations. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to stamp and color an image on sticky back canvas. So we're going to be using lots of Claudine Hellmuth studio products, and also I'll be using something that's called a sew stamper to do this frame here, this stitched frame. Now before I go ahead and show you how I put this together, let me show you the supplies that I've used. The main product we'll be using today is Claudine Hellmuth Studio Sticky Back Canvas. I have a package here of 8.5 by 11 and this is what it looks like. It's basically a sheet of canvas and it's got a protective layer here in the back that you remove to reveal the sticky side of the canvas. So a lot of things to be done with this. We're actually going to cut out a piece and then fray it to make it look more antique. We'll also be using Claudine Hellmuth's Studio Clear Stamps. I'll be using the Party Time and the Words and Frames too. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a black marker, a paper piercer, some type of a brush. I have here a brush that I put water in, a pencil and a small ruler, some foam dots. You'll need crystal and yellow stickles. I'll be coloring my stamped image with Claudine Hellmuth Studio Semi-Gloss Acrylic Paint, which is an amazing paint. It's heavily pigmented, and even if you spray it with water to make it more liquidy, it still retains its beautiful, rich color. So I really enjoy working with that. As well, I'm going to use the white, which is called Blank Canvas. I'll also be using this fun tool by We Are Memory Keepers. It's called Sew Stamper, and basically it's got a head here that you can replace, and this is a stamp with the ink already in it. So all you need to do is just take your handle and flip it open to reveal the stamp and the ink, and you just roll and it stamps beautifully. This is canvas, by the way. This is Claudine Hellmuth Sticky Back Canvas, and it just stamps beautifully on it. So just to show you how easy this thing is to use. As for the cardstock, we have our card base that measures 4 1/4 by 11, and we'll fold this in half at the 5.5 mark. As for the other pieces, I have a piece of red cardstock measuring 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, another piece of white cardstock measuring 3 3/8 by 4 5/8, a small piece of yellow measuring 2 by 5, and finally a blue measuring 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Our first step is to cut out our piece of canvas. I have a piece here that I have left over from another project. I want to measure 3 inches from the side, so I'm just going to put a light pencil mark right here, and I want to measure down 4 1/4. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going for a very fun, more like a rustic look. So I'm just going to basically cut on these lines. I could have used my paper trimmer because it does cut well with the paper trimmer. I just have my scissors handy, so I'm taking my scissors. So we have our piece here. Before I even stamp, I want to take my sew stamper and do some lines on this. I'll use my craft sheet here because I'll be using it later. I'm going to open my sew stamper to reveal the cartridge. And the reason why I'm aligning this from the bottom and not the top, it's because it's just easier to see where I'm at. And one last one right there. So as you can see here, we have our beautiful frame done with the sew stamper. How easy was that? And now we're going to stamp our cake from the Party Time set. I have it all set up ready to go. I'm going to stamp with the jet black archival ink. I'm going to ink it up really well towards the bottom because we're going to do a banner right here up top. So as you can see, it stamps really well. So I really am enjoying that canvas. So now I'm just going to dab a few drops here on my mat, and a little goes a long way. Okay, so I went a little crazy with my white. I'm going to start with the white. The amount of water that you put in your paint is up to you. I am using a water brush, so you can choose to dilute it more than what I'm doing right now, but that's just a preference. I like the paint as it is. It glides. It's just, it's a very nice paint. So for this I'm going to dilute my paint quite a bit, and I'm going to start here on the sides like this, and then I just want to give it a little wash. So as you can see, I'm doing some type of a watercoloring technique as opposed to having it very opaque. Okay, so our painting is done, and now I want to fray on 4 sides. You basically spread apart the fibers of the canvas and you just start pulling, and see how easy. And see how easy that pulls apart. Alright, so I'm done, and if I remove the protective layer, as you can see here, I have a beautiful, fun, frayed edge. I like this. Now we're going to stamp our banner, again with the archival ink, and this stamp comes from the Party Time set again. Where you stamp it on your cardstock does not really matter because we're going to be cutting this out, like so. Before I cut my banner, I want to write birthday inside each of the pennants, so I'm going to be using my distress marker in Black Soot. This, and now I can cut it out with my scissors. I'm going to leave a border around the banner. What I want to do now is put together my card. I want to pop this up on foam adhesive. If I were going to remove the backing, obviously this would be too flimsy, but I don't want the backing to show through my frayed edge. So I'm just going to, with my scissors, just trim a little bit of that backing sheet. The other thing too you might want to do is you might want to get rid of that stickiness on the edges that are showing through the backing sheet. And I have a little pouch here with some kind of a powder, so I just dab it on there. Now if you don't have that pouch, you can just take the sleeve of your shirt and just go like this a few times to remove the stickiness, and eventually it does remove it all. I don't know if you've noticed, but I actually forgot to color this part of the icing. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, that's much better. Now, I also forgot, I want to re-emphasize those little dots here. So I'm just going to take the Black Soot Distress marker, and I'm just going to go over those dots. There we go. So to put together the card, I'm just going to bring back my card base, fold it in half at the 5.5 inch mark. Alright, so we've done our coloring and now we want to stamp the word happy on this side here going up, but I'm using the words and frames number 2 here. However, this says so happy, but I really want just a happy, so I'm going to ink up just a happy word. So I'll be very careful when I apply the ink to make sure that I have ink on just the happy, and I'll be stamping it right here. We want to add here the canvas onto our card base, but we'll use foam adhesive. And if you feel that the backing sheet is not sturdy enough for you, just in case you have a bigger canvas piece, then you can go ahead and adhere another piece of cardstock to the back. Just make sure that you don't cover your frayed edges. So I'm going to center that over my blue cardstock, like so. And now I want to add my banner. The banner will be popped as well. So I'm just going to have it right over here. And the last thing we need to do is add our stickles. So I'm going to do the little flame in yellow. And I want to add some crystal stickles to my cake stand. Like this. Alright you guys, that's it for today. Here's my finished card. That was a lot of fun to put together. It was actually my second time playing with the sticky back canvas. I really enjoyed that material. I love the frayed edges. I think it's just fun. Of course, you don't have to use sticky back canvas the way I did. It's a very versatile fabric, and you can also tear it with your hands, or you can use it in your inkjet printer. And that image was so fun to color. I love that cake. It's cute, and the paint, like I said in the video, it's just amazing. It's heavily pigmented and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So as usual, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I will see you soon. Bye, à la prochaine.